All right, good afternoon, everyone. This is a special Delaware County Commissioners meeting. It's May 26, 2020. John, you want to call the roll for the record, please?
Sure. Commissioner King,
Here.
Commissioner Reagan,
Present.
Commissioner Henry.
I'm here.
All right.
So the reason for the meeting is we learned last week that our emergency management director had taken another position. So Jason, you're on the meeting. Could you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yes, I have been afforded a opportunity to be the public safety director in Escambia County, Florida, which is Pensacola, and it is it's a once in a lifetime opportunity, and I'm very honored to have been chosen out of more than 100 applicants, and I accepted the position from their commissioners last Thursday.
Very, very good. So with that being said, Jason, you're going to be going here pretty soon, correct?
Yes, I will probably be gone June 15th. So about 3 weeks from yesterday is what I'm shooting for.
Okay.
We had discussed about a month's time. Shannon and I had discussed about making sure Delaware County was squared away in a month's time. They have a couple of pressing issues that they have asked for me to be involved in. So it's going to speed it up by about a week.
Okay. Well, Jason, we really appreciate. I'm glad you was here for COVID, obviously. And I'm glad we're hopefully getting through this. But you've been a friend for a long time. We've been friends for a long time, known each other forever. Taking fire calls together, arrested people together, taking ambulance calls together. You've done an outstanding job for Delaware County, and I'm very grateful for everything you've done. And you'll be great down there in Pensacola in the nasty weather and the white sand beach. Can't blame you for doing that.
There will be some challenges for sure. Hurricane season's about to start, and we're dealing with some wildfires and those types of things down there. So some new challenges, but all hazards approach is kind of across the board. So we certainly appreciate that. And I can't say enough that you all will be in good hands with the staff at both EMS and EMA, because they have led to a great deal of my success working as a team. So I have all the confidence in them.
Very good. Sherry, James, you got anything to say?
I just want to say, Jason, you've done a great job for Delaware County. Become real good friends with you over the years. Hate to see you go, but I totally understand, and I just wish you great success down in Pensacola, Florida.
Thank you.
And since I came from the non-public sector, I've only gotten to know you these past 8 years, but I've been very impressed with what you've done with everything, and I do wish you well, and we will miss you, and don't forget your sunscreen all the time.
Roger that, ma'am.
So that being said, with John Catino being the Jason's right hand in EMA, and Mike actually being the assistant EMS director, I think Jason's right. Both those guys know the job, and both those guys would do a good job. I would entertain a motion to we will make them temporary appointments.
Interim appointments.
I'm sorry?
Interim appointments.
Interim appointments. Would any of the commissioners like to make that a motion?
I'll make that a motion.
Second.
All right, so we have a motion by James, seconded by Sherry, that both John become the interim EMA director and Mike actually interim EMS director. John, you will call the roll?
Sure. Commissioner Reagan.
Yes.
Commissioner King.
Yes.
Commissioner Henry.
Yes. Okay. Again, Jason, thanks for everything you've done, and make sure you get a real nice place down there, because I'll be coming down on the weekends.
Certainly. I just want to say thank you all as well. I mean, it's been some difficult times here lately, certainly with this COVID thing, and you know, we've dealt with tornadoes, we've dealt with flooding, and over the years, the task force and all the grants that we've been able to procure. I've always had good support from all the commissioners I've ever worked for. Certainly, Shannon and James and Sherry, you guys have been absolutely fabulous to work for and get guidance from. And I just want to say thank you for what you do for the community as well. And again, this is a team effort. It's not just those two staffs, but you know, Steve Craycraft and his staff and the clerk's office and HR, everybody has made the success here very, very easy. So I certainly appreciate all of the, you know, friendships and work relationships that I've forged, and certainly will be available to anyone that has questions for me over the next couple of weeks. But certainly beyond that, those of you that have my personal cell phone number, please don't forget to call, and we'll make sure that there's a blow-up mattress for you, Shannon.
Okay, good. Hey, something else too, I want to just hit on real quick, Jason. You led us through this whole EMS thing when the city decided they was going to take over portions of the city, almost all the city, and then eventually all the city. You led us through that, and that was a tough time also. And people need to remember that. That wasn't something that any of us wanted to happen, but it has, and you got us through that, Jason. We're very grateful for that as well.
Well, you know, Shannon, and I appreciate that. That was probably my most difficult 3 years here in Delaware County, and certainly led to a lot of gray hairs. What people don't understand is we had a lot of meetings with the city, trying to come to terms, trying to come to an agreement, and they just wouldn't budge off of what they were willing to spend or willing to work with us. And you know, you cannot sink the ship just because you know, you want to have a working relationship, and that's where it went to. You know, I know that there's talk of, well, they should be doing this or they should be doing that, and without understanding, without being able to see the forest for the trees, people aren't going to understand that the numbers just weren't there. And we are not, and when I say we, Delaware County Commissioners, Delaware County Council, and the leadership are not going to drive Delaware County EMS into the ground just because somebody else has decided to go a different direction. And so that is unfortunate that we couldn't all work together, but that's not the way that it wanted to be played on the other side. And so, you know, we were left with doing what we had to do, which led to layoffs. And it's unfortunate, but listen, everybody will survive. We managed that way. We didn't have to lay off the amount of people because our great staff worked so hard through the reductions and, you know, not filling positions. So we didn't have to lay off all those positions. And it was very troubling from the newest EMT all the way to my position in the commissioners. I know you've taken that all very, very personally. And I will say this, morale is better than it ever has been. And, you know, aside from, you know, having to right-size the department, things are going well at Delaware County EMS, and I think that you will see good things to come in the very near future. That staff is incredible, and they remain and will remain incredible as the torch gets passed on to the next generation, because that's how it was handed to me. You know, each person needs to teach a person, and that's how I have always looked at it, and I think that it will always be that way. So very, very fortunate, and you know, I think that every Delaware County EMS and Delaware County will land on its feet always.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for that, Jason.
Thank
Everybody
you.
got anything else? Motion to adjourn or recess? I'm sorry.
I'll make a motion to recess.
Second.
A motion to recess and a second. John, will you call the roll, please?
Sure. Commissioner King,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry.
Yes. Thank you, everybody. We're in
Thank you.
recess.